It's that weekend game at 12 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
A lot of people don't like
12:30 game is perfect.
That on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wake up, you have breakfast at like 11.
Yeah, but all the bars have to be open.
Doesn't
and
matter.
serve
You go watch
All
the
the
game.
bars are open.
I know.
Hatters opens at like 9 in the morning.
Yeah,
Is it really?
See, I don't get drunk.
Speaking of
anymore.
which,
You can
this
get breakfast.
summer,
Yeah, that's going to be stupid.
bars
though.
and clubs open
It's
till 6
stupid.
a.m.
It's fucking retarded because.
But is it going to be all of them?
No, it's just a few.
No,
on
it's like a
press.
test.
Oh, it's a
thing.
test run.
Yeah.
It's a few on.
It's like
the
20 of
press.
them.
Yeah.
There's so many of them, just same thing.
No, but it's just a horrible idea, right? Because all
Why?
the drunk people are
What
going
is
to be
it?
going home.
All the drunk people are going to stay at the bar.
No, but
instead
they're
of,
not
like,
because
wandering.
they're done at 5 or 6.
Yeah.
This guy's audio.
As opposed to being done at 3 and having
Well,
to drive
that's it.
home
Instead
anyway.
of killing each other, they're going to be killing all the people trying to go to work.
Who goes to work on a Saturday?
It's any day, Friday. It's all year. It's like Thursdays, Wednesdays, whatever it is. They're closing at
Is
6. Yeah. Some
I
places
thought-
are open
no,
on
I thought it
Wednesdays.
was only.
No, I don't think I would. It wouldn't
I don't
be
think it's
Friday.
Friday.
Maybe
Who is going to go to a bar and then just walk over to work afterwards?
Some people. I've been out all night before and just go to
You
work.
can pull that off. I'm too old for that shit.
It's just that it's like, oh, drinking until 5 too. Why not?
I can
Just add
barely stay out till 3 anymore.
Yeah.
Unless Rotano's there to drive me home.
I'm tired at 9:30 all the time. So.
Dad, drive me home.
On that note, I'm Adam like usual.
Yes.
We've also got Shawn, Dodds, Matt, and Shawn. I'm going to use that. Anyways, so I tried the WildStar beta over the weekend.
Wild style, bitches.
WildStar, bitches. Yes, anyways, it's pretty interesting. For anyone that doesn't know, WildStar is an MMO made by Warcraft, like World of Warcraft people. Like,
Blizzard.
people left Blizzard in like 2005, and apparently have been making this game for like 10 years.
I need to stop reading your blog before the podcast because now I have to feign interest.
That's true.
Because I already know what you're about to say.
Okay, Dodds, you've already read about it. So then, like, would you play it? Would you consider?
I was interested in it, but like you said, time investment is a problem.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
That's true.
My time is much more valuable now than it was when I used to play MMOs.
I literally have no time. It doesn't make
Well,
sense.
technically, my hour. What are you talking about? I work a 40-hour week. And
Well, I know
still
we're
have
here,
support.
yes. No. The problem is, I want to still play other games. I don't want to just play WildStar. Like, the problem with MMOs is, like, when Warcraft came out, like, World of Warcraft came out, there were 10 million people not playing any other games. Like, EA, like, when sports games came out, they used to sell, like, 10 million copies of games. Now they get, like, 4 million because there are so many people that just play World of Warcraft. There are a ton of gamers that don't play anything else.
People also are tired of the sports games.
No, but I'm saying in general, there are a lot of games.
There's the
That was an
analyst
example,
coming in.
okay? That was an example.
That is not an example. That is a poor example on your part.
Fuck, I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. The point was that it takes gamers away that would play other games that only play World of Warcraft.
Well, it's the same thing with like
StarCraft
other popular
2,
games as well.
Call of
Yeah,
Duty,
StarCraft 2,
Battlefield.
League of Legends.
I mean, any game that has legs that doesn't, you're not committed to 3 hours of it and then you move on to something else. I mean, did you just say Call of Duty?
I said Call of Duty,
I was going to.
I was
think
half paying
said-
attention to you guys, but
I'm sorry,
any
what did you just say?
Counter-Strike, I mean, you don't even have to pay for that game, and people have been playing it for what?
Well, yeah, you have to
15
pay for Counter-Strike. I mean,
Really?
you pay like $5.
Yeah, you
but
pay $5, and then it's
I got it
life.
for $3 on the Steam sale.
Then you have it for life
for life.
until you get banned for hacking. Then you
Does
have
everybody
another
hack?
one. A lot of people have.
Well, they
No, I'm
usually
sure
make
they-
multiple
pretty
accounts and
heavily
then hack.
regulated. No, I think that there's probably servers.
Some,
just get
some
banned.
servers.
Yeah, well, you have like the legit servers, and then you have the.
Yeah, but still.
No, but you can go into any server and then just start hacking, and then they'll kick you because like you're a fucking hacker. That or you can be really good and they'll think you're hacking, and then they'll kick you.
But I feel like that was like the early sort of trolling, and then those people have moved on to League of Legends.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no, League of Legends is its own brand.
But like Counter-Strike, I just see it as being so legitimate now. I don't know. People who are playing it probably are very focused
People
on.
still play it?
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
Counter-Strike, yeah.
Is
Everyone
that
still
like the
plays it.
original
People still play
one, or
Quake
is there
2.
like a
No, I think
Okay.
it's Source now. If I'm
Shawn,
not mistaken.
People still
No,
play
it's
Quake
not
2.
How old is Quake 2?
Is it 1.6 now?
Yeah.
Like late 90s.
Really?
So yeah, Shawn, what have you been playing this week? You, the bully,
Yeah, the bully.
lots of the bully.
Yeah, pretty much it. I
You
played,
finally got around to playing it.
I played
12 years after it came
that
out?
other game we were talking about before.
Dog?
Yeah.
Nidhogg. Yeah.
Nidhogg, yeah.
You're actually playing that?
Well, I mean, I beat like the single player.
There's a single player to
Yeah,
Nidhogg
all of 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's basically like the multiplayer, but you
against the bot.
yeah you
And there's
play
different
against
maps.
like 10 different bots, like one at a time, or whatever.
Is there
Okay.
an actual story, like an overarching story?
Nope.
It's just literally
The story is you have to kill the enemy
There's no text.
and then
Like,
get
you
eaten
go
by
to
it.
not even a
castle.
text.
I think you get eaten by the
Like it doesn't describe like how you're in some sort of blood feud
Nope.
or like a death
Nope,
match,
not at all.
and it's like escape, and then you get
Absolutely not.
eaten.
There's
No
literally no narrative to it. It's just you playing
Literally.
different colored people.
Although for $15, I guess they could have.
Anyways, so yeah, how do you like the bully?
It's good. It's a good game. It's fun. I like the little like going to class and like beating the challenges. Like I passed. You know,
I thought you were
and,
gonna
like,
say beating
no-
the kids.
Yeah, me too. I thought you were just like being a teacher.
It's true. That was a pretty loaded sentence.
Anyways,
And ravaging my tests.
no, it looks. I mean, seems like it was definitely a fun game in its time. I obviously missed out. I don't know why I never.
it's dated now, or
Yeah, for sure.
He's
Let him finish his
square.
sentence.
He's a square head, not a round head anymore.
I don't know why I never got around to buying it back then.
yeah, it's a bit curious
What's,
considering you're like huge on GTA and
I was
stuff.
gonna say
Yeah,
you're a pretty
exactly.
big Rockstar person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only Rockstar games I can think of are like GTA and Red Dead Redemption.
Right.
Those
Midnight
are the
Club.
only. I don't like racing.
That's
I
actually a good
love
point. I always thought they had more because
Variety.
they have the GTA, which is their vanilla, but then they have like those experimental titles.
They have somebody.
But I can
the
only
furthest
think
I ever got
There
with
was the
GTA
ping
was GTA 3 anyway.
Really?
For PS3, there was GTA 4, but I didn't like it. I played it maybe like 2 missions or something.
Vice City, man.
San Andreas.
Yeah,
And
that
San
was before-
Andreas.
Yeah, that was before GTA.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, what am I saying? Yeah, San Andreas, yeah. All the PS2 ones, for sure. I love those games.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was confused.
he was talking weird.
I was thinking before GTA 4, what was that game with the black guy? Well, before GTA 4, it must have been GTA 3, right?
No.
No.
Yeah,
this goes
no.
back a while.
I remember Shawn getting a plane in San Andreas and then just trying to fly as far away as possible. And the longer he was driving away, it was just like, you've lost muscle mass. lost muscle mass. Because he's just flying forever.
And then you jump out and you're a skinny dude.
Sounds bad. That's true. That was like one of the first games that
Yeah.
introduced like
Yeah.
eating.
And
in
then they
video
removed
games.
it.
It had the most comprehensive melee system also. Of all the GTA games to date was San Andreas.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what?
GTA
I should probably play it again.
Yeah, I should play it too.
Thanks
Considering
to this,
you're back into
thanks
your
to this trusty
PS2 emulation.
controller. No, I'll just get it on PC.
That's true. You can get it on PC. on Steam
It'll
for
run
cheap
way
as shit.
better than like.
And you can
PS2
get mods to
emulator.
make it look nice.
Yeah.
Eh?
I love the conversation I had with Derek Mater
Get
about
the-
mods.
Hot coffee
What?
mod.
About Skyrim modding.
What about it?
You know this game needs more
Oh,
more grass. I'm gonna make more grass.
What?
Oh, you know what? There's not enough birds here. I'm gonna put more birds in. The modding community just like wants to do the most ridiculous things.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That
Water
water is
fucking Macho Man Randy Savage.
the best mod ever. It's like, ooh, that water's not watery enough. Gotta mod that water.
It's weird, huh? I feel like could the developers actually take these mods and sort of reincorporate them into the official code for the game? Can they do something like that?
Don't
No, that's why they have it open so that mods can
Yeah.
do this and they don't have to.
Hmm.
Anyways, Dodds, what have you been playing this week?
Titanfall.
Oh, you got it?
Yep.
Did
I
you
don't-
purchase it or did you get it as a gift?
I purchased it.
Okay.
I got a pretty wicked, custom painted Halo controller for my
Yeah.
birthday. Which
Wow.
is pretty awesome. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's custom. It's got a custom faceplate on it. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Except the buttons.
It's like a goalie mask, just a controller.
Yeah, exactly.
What? How do you? That's confusing.
There's-
It's
a place
it's
that
just a
does it.
skin on it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
It's not an actual goalie mask. It's
Oh.
goalie mask.
You
Get
were
the shit
referring to the
painted.
vinyl on it, not the
Yes.
shape of
Mm.
it.
Yes, the controller looks like a goalie mask.
You put your
The
hand.
rest of us
I put
understood.
it on my face. It became an Oculus Rift.
Yes. Anyways, so yeah, how you liking Titanfall then?
I do not like it.
You don't like it?
No.
Wow.
Oh,
Why?
Wow, that's
I
I guess
expected-
we'll find out Saturday when the blog post goes up. But
I expected
Oh, it's just
the
the
Titans to be more durable.
Oh no! Apparently the Titans are garbage.
They're fucking
Apparently
garbage.
that is the worst part about the game is the Titans.
Yeah.
No, I think they
hence the title.
Yeah,
Titans fall.
There you go.
Titans
Nobody
fall.
It's a
uses
double
them.
entendre because you
Yeah.
think that it's because they're falling from the sky, but it's actually because they're collapsing over because they're.
Yes.
Yeah, nobody
Pure
uses them.
garbage.
I think that
There's no point.
There was a very conscious effort to not make them super powerful because then otherwise everyone would just always be in Titans. They want to make the pilots still a viable option for
That's
gamers.
what I
but it's
wanted.
not.
I wanted Armored Core, but better.
Try
Hmm.
download when you get a PC Hawken.
Hawkins supposed to be
Not
amazing.
gonna
Hawken-
happen.
But the thing is, it's literally just a first-person shooter where you're skinned in a mech. So the controls are like you're like sluggish when you start moving. Like you have to build up inertia before you start moving. Other than that, like remove the mech overlay. It's just a first-person shooter. There's nothing special about
The
it.
training takes about half an hour.
Okay.
That's a long time.
No. What are you talking about? Fucking Assassin's Creed 3 was 6 hours of tutorials
Okay.
before you get into it.
But that's Assassin's Creed. This is a first-person shooter.
So?
It's aim, shoot, you're done.
No, but they have to tell you about the mechs.
But that's the thing.
That
It's
suck.
It's every new. It's like, okay, this is how you walk forward. Good. Now go to the end platform, and we will start the
one of
next
those.
one. Get to the
really?
end platform. This is how
This
you
is
walk
how
forward
shoot,
and jump.
Because Dodds, there are 8-year-olds that have never played a first-person
Yes,
shooter before.
but you don't need to end and have a loading screen after every walk into this area. Loading screen. Walk, jump into this area. Loading screen. Walk, jump again
Yeah.
into this area. Loading screen. It's like, just do everything at the same fucking time.
Hmm.
No, the game just, it feels like Battlefield with mechs.
Yeah,
And it's like,
but
I should have
with-
bought Battlefield 4.
with shooting of Call of Duty.
Yeah. No, it's not, the physics are nowhere near Call of Duty.
No?
The actual gameplay of the shooting is, I don't know, it feels like a lot like Killzone. But
Oh,
like,
Killzone's good
but
though.
Killzone 1, like, it's not, I don't know. And
Killzone 1. Yeah, not so good.
exactly. And
Kills
you
one
get
one.
like, they
Kills
teach,
one.
you can do
Kills one.
parkour and shit. Like, you can run on walls and jump off.
Yeah.
But they don't give you the opportunity to use those in battle. It's just a useless feature. Like, I thought it was going to be like Mirror's Edge style fighting, where you like fucking run up a wall, grab a ledge, and then
Maybe-
try and kill someone. But
Maybe
there's
you just
nowhere.
weren't in a good map. You have to
I
go
don't
to the urban maps.
I played 6 hours, so I have
Really?
like a pretty decent sample size of.
Well, I heard people talking. The best thing that a lot of people were doing was they're using the height advantage as a real good thing, right? They climb a
Yeah.
really tall
Yeah.
building in the level, and no one could get to them unless you climb up, and they could just
Yeah.
sit there and shoot.
Well,
down
I
at
would
you.
just use my fucking Titan, eject it, and you can have
Yeah.
like different skills.
You're fucking flying in the air.
Yeah,
and then
you
run
go
a building.
flying like off map, and then I landed on top of a building, and I was killing Titans with my pilot
Yeah,
Yeah,
just-
well, that's the whole point.
because you get
You
a
have to
fucking
be
rocket
able
launcher.
to.
Yeah.
And I'm really getting tired of these multiplayer games where it's like, oh, unlock this at level 10, unlock this at level 12, unlock this at level 15.
Well, it's
It's
made by old Call of Duty players,
Just-
man.
give me everything.
Yeah, but I mean, like, see, there's
There's
a
an advantage. to it.
trade-off. I mean, like,
You
I was going
learn.
to talk about this when I brought up, like, Injustice on my blog eventually. It's just some fighting games, old fighting games, you have to unlock characters, which was kind of fun, but at the same time was very annoying in other respects. Like, if you just bought it and you brought some friends over, oh, no, we don't have any characters. That fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But if I brought home Injustice, I put it in, I have all the characters. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do now? I'm here by myself. I want to unlock characters.
Mm.
Like, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of crap.
That's weird.
But it
It
makes
gives you a
sense,
reason
yeah.
to come back.
But
to
it makes
the
sense
game.
Yeah.
in certain
If you have
first-person
everything
shooters.
unlocked from beginning, like why would you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh,
Why would I? Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like in Modern Warfare 2 was like the first, besides Halo, was the first-person shooter I invested a lot of time in. And you can prestige, and you lose everything and start over again. And I never did that because I thought that was the dumbest thing ever.
Prestige, yeah.
It's like, okay, I have everything now. I'm not going to restart all over again. I am epic now. It's like, why not just give me that right away?
No,
Because
because
you got to invest time.
no, it's because you gotta learn, right? Like it gives you, it's a skill. You can't just give you every weapon and then you're not going to know what you're doing with all of them. You get better with certain weapons, and
Yeah.
then they give you better ones, and then you get better with those ones.
I just wish they would always unlock the P90 at first because that is the best gun in the world.
False.
I think
I
that,
love the P90.
if you like
okay? Don't
SMGs, right? It's okay.
Eat
It's
shit.
because we watched a lot of Stargate, and it's a Canadian
It's
show.
it's
and
it's
all they use is
incorporating.
P90s.
Yeah, exactly. Or like James Bond movies, I think.
No. I don't think
That's
so.
a
Stargate.
That's the
PP9.
P. Yeah.
Outside
That's a
of outside of
GoldenEye.
England, I don't think it's used all that much. But no, it's incorporating like RPG elements into things, right?
Yeah.
And that's sort of because people who don't like RPGs are like, well, I don't want to commit 40 hours to something to noticeably see a difference, you know?
That's
Like, whereas like older fighter games would just have like what 6 or 7 characters, and you'd have them all at once, and then the thrill is in discovering the nuances of characters. Sort of like to lend to your point, if you were playing an older, what was it, Unreal game or a Tribes game, you'd have everything.
That's everything unlocked.
And everything's on the map,
arcade-y.
and you would just know where the guns are, and you would just go to those guns.
Yeah.
It's a different play style entirely, and I think that unfortunately there's this like freemium model that's being built into a lot of these games that encourage you to commit a lot of your time to it, and if you don't want to commit the time to it, then you're gonna have to commit money to it.
See, I wouldn't mind it so much if I would. Okay, I'm level like 12 right now.
Mhm.
Why not put me into a match with other level 12s?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why are
don't-
you putting me into matches
They
with
haven't
level
fixed that
50s?
yet.
The matchmaking's really bad.
It's the same. That's the same thing as in every game now.
It's like that with
Call of Duty's the same
Nope.
thing.
Killzone was always really good with that.
Kills
fucking missed
2
that.
was good with that.
Kills too.
Kills 2 was good with that.
Halo
Yeah.
3 was the best matchmaking system there ever was because
Yeah.
you got a ranking based on your skill and based on how you played over the last 20
Yeah.
games,
Last of Us
and then
did
they'd
that.
put you into a match with other level 30s or
Well,
whatever.
the problem
Yeah.
though is that you have to look at community size too. I mean, Halo 3 is probably enormous.
Yeah.
Killzone was an exclusive for PlayStation. It was enormous. You look at them as kind of like projects, right? Some projects have certain constraints on them. Others don't, right? Halo is obviously one that doesn't necessarily have the same constraints that Titanfall for the Xbox 360 does.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
now it's
Presumably,
unfortunate.
there should be a lot of people playing it.
But it's level
Presumably, but we need to look at hard facts before we can make
Yeah.
those.
I
If you're
know.
gonna be ranked, and if you're going on, you have to wait 20 minutes because there's
Yeah.
no one else that's
But-
playing you.
3. Halo did it. You could play ranked or social.
Oh,
Social was fucking throw it in with NLG players.
Okay.
Didn't matter.
We always played ranked.
I
Okay.
always played ranked.
Okay.
Me and Dozo would fucking killed that shit. Team doubles, 2v2,
Mm.
drunk at 3 in the morning
wow,
for hours. It
wow.
was good times.
I was watching this video about what you hate when you're playing multiplayer games with people. And it's like, I hate that one guy in Halo that just runs around with the shotgun, and then every time he kills you, he's like, boom, suck on my boomstick. Just,
And then he teabags you.
I fucking hate that guy.
Well, because he's so close when he kills you.
Well, you
right?
know
You
what
might
you
as
can do
well.
You know what you can do with the new one? You can send out like a clone, right? And it's like a digital copy of yourself. It's just like a ghost,
Yeah.
but you can give it actions. One guy made an action that he goes up to someone and he teabags. So he sent it out as a decoy, and it teabagged, and then someone thought it was real, came up, tried to hit him, and it was a fake. The guy standing right there and then shot him, then teabagged him. So you can double teabag the guy because you can have your clone doing it too.
See, I missed
So-
Halo 3.
Double teabag.
That-
Well, that's it. Like you got your decoy doing it at the same time as you. So
So
it's
good.
amazing.
That's funny.
Oh, it's Friday. I'm done work. Dozo, what are you doing? Drunk Halo? Drunk Halo.
Wow.
And that was the extent of my weekends.
And then it was Sunday night. Well, I should probably go home and shower.
Yeah.
because I have to get to work tomorrow.
I need to shower.
All right, Matt, what have
That's
you been
the
playing this week?
More Dynasty Warriors 8.
The real question
Yeah.
is how much time have you put into that?
100 hours.
I don't know how you could possibly play Dynasty Warriors for 100
It
hours.
hasn't even been a month. It's been 3 weeks. I think.
I know it's mindless fun, but eventually mindless fun just becomes
I'm
boring.
almost done. I might as well just beat it now. Get all.
You've gone too
I
far.
might as well platinum it. There's no point in stopping.
Is it still enjoyable?
I still find it's fun. I mean, I'm
There
still
you go.
playing.
There you go.
Still.
It's ridiculous, though. I
Well,
mean, like,
it's because every
damn.
character's unique, right? Like,
Well,
even
to
the
an
weapons.
extent, how unique can Dynasty
Well,
Warriors
their
All their,
be?
animations are
all their
unique.
combos are different. The levels are different because they have.
Are you seriously staring at the screen the whole time? Like,
Yes.
you're not doing something else? Like maybe
Well, I have
there's
something
a
playing on
TV
the
show.
back. I have like a.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah.
I can't watch anime because I can't watch anything with subtitles.
Yeah.
Because I have to be
It's
looking
just
at the
a read,
game, so
yeah.
I can't read.
Yeah.
So I have just YouTube playing on the side or something.
Exactly. So really, you're not even enjoying like the animations or
I am,
anything.
though,
You're
'cause I have
you're
the
just
sound
button
on.
mashing, and so you're enjoying the sound while you're
Well,
watching
no,
like, the
'cause
voice.
it's
voiceover
always
on
I'm following
mute
the
because
story.
he's watching.
No, what I can't
He's watching
happen
shows.
because things happen all the
Oh,
time,
yeah.
and I need to pay attention. If something happens, I'm not paying attention. I'm like, well, I just lost,
Yeah.
and then I got to reset the level. And
Ugh.
Yeah, it's
After
kinda
putting like
nice.
40 minutes into a level.
So I noticed for certain achievements now because it came out for PS3 originally as Dynasty Warriors 8, just Dynasty Warriors 8,
Yeah.
and then when it came out on PS4, it called the Extreme Legends.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make it as bad for certain trophies because when I saw that you have to beat every level on Ultimate, it's not every level; it's just the extreme levels.
Oh, okay.
So it's not as bad. So yeah, so each level for the extreme it has 2 factions, so you're always fighting someone else.
Yeah.
You got to play it with each faction. So
Okay.
every extreme legend level, I have to play twice
Double.
on ultimate.
Is there like pre-skirmish strategies that you can incorporate, or is it just you start the match and you end up just killing people?
No, it just happens as it goes. But it's really stupid because there's set events like you're saying. I guess skirmishes. Like a guy. Like I was next to a guy once, and he was full health. I walk away from him for 5 seconds. It says, "Oh, the guy is in trouble." I go back. He's at half health. because that's what was supposed to happen.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was supposed to go to half health. After I saved him, he rallied and then got back to full health. Well, I'm like, well, you motherfucker. And sometimes they'll do it when you're on the other side of the map. Like, they'll tell you, go here, do this.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, I'm in trouble. You gotta come save me.
Yeah, I know they're pretty useless.
And then you gotta try to run all the way back down to save him. If you don't, he dies.
Shit.
The
Yeah.
horses are kind of slow too.
Wow.
The horses.
There's
Like,
a
I
small
wish there was
map.
like a sprint button. I mean, there is with the circle, but
Yeah.
It's a
then
small
you,
map.
Then you lose your.
Yeah. Some of them are really retarded though, so I'm like, oh well, this is gonna be fun on Ultimate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Had to custom make the weapon just so I could have the best abilities on it.
Really? You
Well,
can
you have
custom
to,
your...
yeah.
Wow.
Because you forge them together and then you can choose certain abilities and add them.
Is there a mode where you have like a town?
Yes, it's the mission mode.
And how is that?
It's okay. It's the same thing. It's more grinding though, less story.
Okay.
At least there's story in the single.
But do you get like townspeople that come and they give you like shops, they can
well,
buy
whatever.
items?
It's just a shop. So you get the shop in the campaign as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, but you get more stuff. Like they give you bodyguards, and the bodyguards actually have things that you can send them out to do.
Oh shit, that's kind of cool.
They could be the actual generals in the game. So I'll just like a super team of 4 of me.
Wow, of
But
the
that's
exact
what-
same character.
No, you gotta choose different people.
Okay.
Can't be the same person. Come on, Shawn. Be realistic.
I'm sorry.
All right, Shawn, what have you been playing this week?
Did I talk about Saints Row at all?
Yeah, well, you played an hour of it the other time.
I think I played like 3 or 4 hours.
Really? In 2
It's like
weeks.
3 weeks ago.
You played 4 hours
Wow.
of Saints
I
Row,
put 100 hours into a game in 3 weeks.
and he played 4 hours in 2.
There you go.
It's
Seems-
it's still fun. Shawn had mentioned, I don't know if it was in the podcast, but you had mentioned that the story missions are surprisingly constricted. They're not actually as open as I thought they would be. And I can see that. I've played 3 story missions, and they finally introduced me into like, oh, you should go and do side missions. That's like the story mission. But I had already spent 2 hours doing side missions, so it made no sense. Oh, take over town. I'm like, I've been taking over stuff for so long. It's sort of feeding back to what Dodds was saying about how, like, Titanfall, okay, well, you are obviously understand how to play a first-person shooter, and yet they're introducing you to the mechanics of how to play a first-person
The problem
shooter.
is they have to do that every single time.
No, I'm not saying that that's wrong.
It's a
it's
problem
just
of
a
making
curiosity
games.
as to how. No,
Yeah,
I
but
could-
they should have like a menu. Have you played a first-person shooter before? Yes.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Here's the advanced tutorial to work the Titans.
Yeah.
You're
It's
done.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a little different from Saints Row, where the premise of it is to take over stuff, where intuitively it is actually impossible for you to stop doing what you're doing and focus on a mission because there's literally 400 things between you and the mission, and you just go over to something that says push triangle, and you push triangle, and then there's
So you're saying you got
destroy
sidetracked
everything.
easily.
It's very easy to be sidetracked, and I think that it's just kind of strange that I'm talking about Saints Row. Yeah, sorry, in Saints Row it's a bit strange that I don't know. It's
What
a
was
good
I
game. It's
ranting
still fun.
about again?
Yeah, it's still a lot of fun. I'm still having a lot of fun with
It's
it.
just you don't like the story missions.
I don't know. I'm kind of moving away from open world games a little bit. I really liked GTA 5 because it didn't feel like an open world game. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It felt so. It honestly felt like it was a second life. It felt sort of how I would imagine people would feel when they played MMOs, where you would actually, if the phone rings, you're like, I don't want to ever answer that phone, or I don't want to do anything in my life except for experience GTA because it feels like it was so. It isn't a perfect video game, but it felt like it did everything so right.
It's the 3 different characters thing that makes
Yeah,
it feel
and
better.
like they felt, which is rare, is they
Mhm.
felt consistently like people, which is just, it's very rare in any medium for that to happen.
Well, that's because they made characters and they stuck to those characters.
But it's so hard. I mean, I'm watching Lost now, and Lost is a very good show, but they don't feel like people so much as ideas.
Because
Which
Lost
That's
is a
the
horrible
point,
show.
though.
It is I get that full out, and that's part of the theme, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in seeing. But it's actually difficult to write people as being people and not as having these. It's very strange. And GTA 5 managed that, and I think that Saints Row is a lot of fun, but it just feels too inconsequential. Like I don't really need to play it, even though it's a lot of fun. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
So-
the whole point of it is to just be zany fun. That is.
Oh no,
you know,
and I think that it achieves
ridiculous.
that in spades. I actually am having a lot of fun when I play it, but it's the type of game that I can put it down for 2 weeks, come back to it, and the controls are intuitive enough that I can pick it up.
Mm.
The game doesn't have much of a story, so I could just pick it up again. It
Well,
just
it's not like
Look at this
playing an
win.
RPG. If you spend like a month or like not playing it, then you come back and you're like, "What the fuck was I
Yeah.
doing?"
Yeah.
And that's sort of why another game that I'm playing this week is Bravely Default, which is for the 3DS. It came out in February.
Yeah, finally started playing it.
I know, finally.
Didn't you bought it when it came out? And
Yeah, I
you
bought
never
it,
played
and
it.
I was honestly super excited for this game. Like The last game that I was this excited for was, I think, Metal Gear Solid 4. And anyways, or GTA 5, whatever.
Metal Gear Solid 4 was really good though. But
Really,
anyways.
really good. But Bravely Default feels like it. Like I don't know, it feels like you're putting real time into something. You know what I mean? Like it isn't just like I'm putting 3 hours into enjoying myself. I'm putting 3 hours into something that.
No, it feels productive.
It feels pretty. Yeah, I guess
Because
productive
you're
is the right
actually
word.
well, it's like RPGs, right? You're actually productively going through a
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Whereas sandbox games, you just like it's so open. Like when we were playing fucking like Lego Marvel or whatever,
Gosh.
seeing that percentage go up so slowly, it's disheartening.
Yeah.
Like it just hurts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is, and it's
It
weird
hurts
too
your soul.
because Dodds had mentioned, or I was mentioning when he was talking about Titanfall, is that there are RPG elements in it, but like the RPG elements feel like they're hindering your enjoyment of the game. Whereas an RPG, the enjoyment comes from you being aware of its mechanics. It feels like it's for people who enjoy looking at mechanics, if that makes sense. But when it bleeds into other genres, like even Assassin's Creed, which I feel like has incorporated quote unquote RPG elements, where there are like side quests and main quests, and it feels like there's this very clear structure to it that makes it feel like it could be an RPG, but it isn't because it doesn't take itself seriously enough on some level, if that makes sense. Anyways, it's just confusing because I'm playing Bravely Default, and I feel like, as you had mentioned, I feel like I'm making meaningful progress. Whereas if I put an hour into Saints Row, I'll have more fun with it, but I just don't get that same
Yeah.
long-standing satisfaction from it.
Some games, when you see the percentage go up, you get happy, and
Yeah.
when you see the percentage go up in other games, you get upset because it's like, oh, I'm that much closer to finishing it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just weird. It's strange how games can work like that.
It's how I feel when I watch Game of Thrones. It's like you're like, yeah, it's Sunday, Game of Thrones, and then 20 minutes in, you're like, this is going by too fast. I'm already sad.
I don't like this.
Oh
Please
shit!
end slower.
Yeah. Anyways, so last week we talked a little bit about how Disney is already throwing some Star Wars shit into their games, like Disney Infinite. If you get Shawn wasn't here, so I'll describe this.
Neither was
If you
I.
get neither were you.
That's
Who
true.
was,
If you
who
get
was here
all-
last week? It was just the three of you?
And
And
Andy.
Andy.
Oh really? That sounds like an all-star cast.
We sat here for like the first 5 minutes, like, so, what's going on?
Anyways, so basically, if you get all 29 characters to level 1, like you have to buy all 29 toys. Because it's like
this?
Disney Infinite. It's like Skylanders. So you have little toys. If you get all 29 of them to level 1, you get a green lightsaber to play around with
Oh, boy.
in the game.
Wow.
Yes. Now, so Disney's using the Marvel side of this. They're releasing 6 figurines, like a second set of figurines or whatever, that are all Marvel characters, basically all the ones from the Avengers movie. But they're also releasing a second set of another 6, but they haven't revealed what they are.
Okay.
So, milking those licenses, we'll see what they come up with eventually, but right now this is like super minimal. I mean, Disney Infinite, they're just throwing licenses in. I want to see what they do with Kingdom Hearts. Like, seriously, whatever the fuck Square puts into that, like,
Give
between
me
Marvel
Wolverine.
and Star Wars, like, it would be interesting.
I really
I'm-
need to play any sort of Kingdom Hearts game.
They're gonna
Yeah.
ruin it.
You've never played?
No.
Oh, wow.
And now's the perfect time because they have a lot of HD versions that are coming out.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a PlayStation, so.
I do not.
They announced Star Wars 7.
They did.
Yeah, they announced the cast, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Mark Hamill in it?
Yep, that ugly guy's face
Oh.
is going to be in the
Ah.
movie.
You know what's hilarious?
Oh, yeah, he's like training for it, huh?
Yeah,
You know how there's a bunch of canon stuff outside of the movies? Well, canon, people wrote
it's
books.
the expanded
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah,
They're
no,
not
yeah,
following
George
all of
Lucas
it.
is like, fuck all of you. That's not part of what I wrote. That's not included anymore in the story.
No,
Well,
that's
that
what
kind of makes
Disney's
sense
saying.
because
No,
otherwise it'd
no,
be
no,
like
it
a
was George
37-hour
Lucas.
Oh, it
movie.
was.
It was George Lucas.
No,
No, but
see,
like,
the thing is, because some of it is good and some of it is horrible. Apparently, everything in the 90s was pure trash.
No, the problem is that I've seen the 6 movies, and so if they're like, this is a race that's introduced in book 73, I'm like, oh, well, I'm already lost. I
no,
don't
but
care
like, they
about
just
any of this.
continued off of it. It's not like someone told them, okay, don't. And some of them were part of his team. Like, they were part of the Lucas.
Oh.
And they were writing books. And all of a sudden, he's like,
Yeah.
okay, no, we're continuing back at movie 7. Anything from here on that I make, that's canon. Anything else is extended.
Just to play on the opposite side of it,
So it's
the
just
new X-Men movie that's coming out, is there like 2 canons for the films, the X-Men movies?
No, it's all one.
It's all one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Wolverine's recent movie just seems oddly out of place with the
No,
rest
they're
of
all
the
That
No,
was like
this happened. This newest one happens after.
after all the other ones. And
Yeah. They go back in time anyway.
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah,
it's future past, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was canon with the Wolverine.
Jess's father has a speaking role in that.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Jimmy Chan.
He's a member of some communist party that gets
Oh, the communists.
sexually manipulated by Mystique.
Oh,
I don't know if he's in the final movie, but he was
Jimmy
in
Chan.
Yeah, Ray's gonna be in that movie.
He gets
Ray's in
sexually-
that movie too.
Yeah, he's an extra.
Yeah, he gets
Wow.
sexed
He
up.
gets sexed up by
Yeah.
Mystique.
Yeah.
God
That's funny.
damn it, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, which Mystique? The young one or the older one?
Either way.
I don't know. Maybe both of them.
All right,
Is
all
it
right.
tied?
Anyways, next up, Sony announced a little over 10 indie titles that are going to come to the PS4 and
Wow.
Vita.
They're
Maybe
staying
not all
strong with
Vita,
that.
but a mix of both. Anyways, there weren't a lot of notable ones that I
Rogue
recognized.
Rogue
No, I
Legacy?
didn't see it. Rogue Legacy is already supposed to be coming to PS4.
Gonna get that. So gonna get that.
The two notable ones, though, are Starwall, just
Jesus
tip,
Christ.
and
Really?
and Nidhogg. Nidhogg, they're both coming to PS4.
But for the Vita too.
And maybe for Vita
Probably.
also.
Since
You need to get that game. We have to play it.
Nidhogg, yeah.
No, Starwall.
And-
Full
and
player
Star Wars,
Starwall on the big
four-player Star Wars
TV.
for sure. On your
Ridiculous. Yeah,
With
no,
that soundtrack.
yeah. Anyways, if you've been listening to the podcast, Andy has been playing those the last little while. Both of
Starwall's
those games.
amazing.
Starwall was ridiculous.
Oh,
It's
man.
weird.
It's it's kind of interesting how the PS4 is so unlike the PS3 in a lot of ways. Don't you find? I mean, just in terms of them really supporting these indie titles, whereas the PS3
Well,
it
yeah,
didn't.
it was because it was harder to develop for, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the PS4 is more PC based, and all indie games are
Yeah.
But most of these
Didn't they
indie
partner
games-
with Steam at some point in time?
But also
maybe. Well, the PS3 was partnered with Steam.
But most of these indie games are also not developed in Japan, right? So that's
No.
kind of interesting too. That Sony has adopted like a different.
They're becoming more Western.
Yeah, they're more globalized, and I mean like the fact that they released the PS4 afterwards in Japan is kind of.
And it's still sold
Yeah.
really well in Japan.
That's good. It's nice to see. But the market is very different, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're way more into mobile gaming, anyways.
Yeah,
I wonder how the Japanese felt about that though. It's
They were
kind of
pissed.
like, yeah,
They were
for
pissed.
sure. It's like
Oh, definitely.
your own team is like rooting against you.
But
now.
it still sold better than the PS3 did at launch.
in Japan.
Yeah,
Well, because they had more.
yeah, they had more this year.
Yeah. Is that purely like a supply?
It
chain
could be a
thing?
supply thing, yeah.
Uh,
Because they were more prepared for
Yeah.
the PS4 launch than they were for the PS3
They knew
launch.
people were millions of
and
them.
also, it's a lot easier to get parts for
PC stuff than your
yeah,
own
for-
custom shit.
Well, it's still like custom processors, but like AMD has been like making this stuff for computers for years. So it's
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. Big
Well,
of
they
a
already have all
change.
the infrastructure set up, right?
Mhm.
Last up,
Wait,
did you guys? Sorry?
the update for the thing came out today.
Yeah, the update for the PS4 came out.
The
They,
HDCP thing.
yeah,
With the
so
blackout
like,
thing.
What every-
HDCP or
Which
whatever.
everyone was anticipating.
It was it was
What is
just it was a limit on uploading.
record.
You couldn't record anything with through the HDMI cable because it was like a limited access kind of thing.
So imagine everyone on YouTube not uploading anything on PS4, only on Xbox.
Oh,
Yeah,
So now they fixed it, so now people can actually upload things from PS4.
that's good.
yeah.
In
And so,
HD.
but basically, it was just because capture cards wouldn't work with a HDMI cable.
Yeah.
You have to use component cables, but the PS4 doesn't even work with component cables.
So there you go.
I was reading an article. Sorry to cut you off. You're probably talking about something else afterwards. Reading an article about like fanboyism in like Xbox versus PlayStation, and it's actually described incredibly simply as like being like the sense of being part of a group versus not being part of a group.
Are you out for ass or tits?
Ass or tits.
There you go.
But what
Fanboys.
I'm saying is that
The same thing with sports teams.
what I'm trying to get at is that like the human psychology hasn't changed at all. It's just deceptively simple. Nothing has evolved. People like, what's the reasoning behind these like complicated technology? Why have we sided with Sony versus siding with Microsoft? It's just because we identify with one group versus identifying not with another group. And
Yeah, pretty much. It's
So,
pretty simple.
Dodds, you have an Xbox, right?
Yes.
Why did you buy an Xbox?
Halo.
We're gonna beat you up.
Okay,
But he wants to
Sorry.
get a PS4 if he gets a
Yes.
console.
Well, I had PlayStation.
but that's an actual valid reason, right? Like
That is a
Halo,
valid
the
reason. He wanted
franchise,
Halo,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a really good game, and you can't get it on Sony. Other people who are just like Apple versus Google, like Android versus
Yeah.
iOS.
Well,
Apple fanboys have like no excuse, right?
No,
They're
but it's
just,
really
like,
funny because it's just Apple fanboys. A lot of them know nothing.
well,
no need
they
to.
but see,
don't know anything.
that's an interesting question because you're not looking the Apple. It's a cult. I feel because I'm on the outside of it. But you look at it and you ask them questions, and the questions that they respond to, you can't ask them about specs because obviously it doesn't compete with Android products or what have you. But it does compete in terms of it being marketed specifically towards this luxury
Yeah,
sort of demographic, right? And so you can say that Apple has a better something, some sort of an invisible entity to it that they buy into when they become part of the Apple cult. whereas other people can't buy into it because it's so unique to Apple. But what is it? It's not tangible,
They have
right?
good marketers, and they know how to target the people they want.
But who are they targeting?
Millennials.
What value is there? I have an iPhone. What value is there for me having this iPhone?
The thing is, when it first came out, they went with, or they've always been like trying to be like a luxury brand,
Right.
right? So it's like when you buy a
Lexus
a Mercedes, a Lexus. Like, are you getting a better quality car over like a
No.
Toyota.
Toyota?
It's
No.
the same thing.
Yeah, thank you. It's the
Open up the
exact
hood of a
same
Lexus,
thing.
there's a big Toyota logo right there.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I have an Acura, but it's a fucking
I have an
Honda.
Acura too.
But see, that's interesting because
But it's a
that
luxury model.
presumes that luxury means that a minority of the population owns this, that they can show to other people that they have social currency.
It's just
But
a
now-
way for me to tell you I am better than you.
But see, now that everyone has the iPhone, it isn't a question of being better than someone.
no,
It's
it is.
keeping up with standards that other people are putting in place for you.
Exactly.
It's peer pressure.
No.
So it isn't even luxury branding
Not
anymore. Now
everybody
it's
has
become
a
this like
champagne-colored iPhone 5S.
ah.
There's a
So the
champagne
people with the
color.
regular colored
Yeah,
iPhones or the
'cause
gold
it's
colored
gold.
iPhones are so the champagne is the gold one.
Go.
But I'm just saying that seems puzzling to me because it was luxury, but now that if everyone owns it, it's not
But
luxury.
No, it's
now
just
now
standard.
that people have invested into the ecosystem, they keep upgrading every year or every other year,
Yeah.
whatever. Because like, well, I can't switch over to Android.
Oh,
Everything I have is with my
yeah,
iCloud ID or whatever.
because it becomes too costly for them to switch over to another platform.
Assuming they bought like a bunch of apps or whatever,
Right.
they'd be like, well, I don't want to like rebuy this app on a different
Yeah.
platform.
Very true. All right, last up is any of you look at the gameplay that they released for Alien Isolation?
No.
Yeah,
Don't
it
even know
looks
what that is.
fucking scary as shit.
Hasn't that game been in like development for like
A
a
while.
million years?
Because they don't want to mess it up because it's the last hope any Alien game is going to be good.
Well,
Oh,
didn't they
it's
say that about
really-
the other one that came out?
Oh, it was fucking horrible. Everyone
Yeah.
hated it.
Colonial Marines or something like that.
Yeah.
Space
Everybody
Marines or-
hated it.
Well, who's developing this new one?
No.
I can't remember who's developing it, but it's just a horror game. It reminds me of Outlast because that's the most recent one I played. No, but it looks scarier than Outlast
Oh shit!
because
Still
it's so
traumatized
much.
from that fucking
It's
game.
so much mood. Like you're just walking through and you're on a derelict spaceship, right? Because that's where every fucking alien thing takes place. And it's just like the creaking of the spaceship, all the fucking everything just sounds scary as fuck. And then because like the reason why it's Alien because they're trying to reimagine the original
Right.
movie. That's what they're trying to get the atmosphere from. Because the first movie was a horror movie, and every single one after that turns more into an action movie. Like
Right.
Aliens, it's just there's like 50 aliens and they're all gunning everyone and they're like fucking killing shit. But in the first one there was one alien and the whole point was that it was huge and it was you're alone and that's it, right? So another thing is if it sees you, you're dead. You can't even run away. It's almost impossible.
Wow.
Like you can maybe get away if you're close to an exit hatch and you close it. But I saw some of the video and he gets into a hatch and then you're in this room by yourself and all of a sudden the door to outside opens and you die.
What?
Because the alien fucked you.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, how will the AI be this alien?
It's going to like roam around the ship, and it's supposed to stalk you somehow, right? But you have one of those like the radar beeping
Mhm.
Oh,
things.
that'd be
But
ominous.
you can see the thing is you can only you have to take like quick peeps at it, right?
Beep, 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 beep,
Because
beep,
if you
beep.
take too long, it might see you and then you're dead.
So it's like Outlast.
So you have to keep but you can look at the things on Outlast for a while if they're not facing you, and it's pretty obvious that they'll never turn around because they have a very
No, but it's like the
obvious
same thing that
path.
you could peek. Like,
yeah, you can peek. Yeah. But see, the thing is, the only time you can see where it is with that little device, and it only has a cone in front of it.
Yeah.
So if you're running forward and it's behind you, you have no clue where the fuck it is.
Wow. So
Yeah.
it seems like this will be, but you don't know who the developers are.
I can't remember now.
Okay, but do they have like a good track record with video games or?
It's possible.
It's just upsetting me already.
Yeah, it looks fucking scary. It looks really scary.
It reminds me of
Do you
the
have
original
weapons?
Dead Space.
I
No,
see.
you have no weapons. You have no way to fight this.
Really?
No way to fight this thing.
That's what like the first movie was.
That actually sounds.
What's the
like,
chick's name?
So Gordon, we
You're
That's
supposed
it.
you're
Fuck,
supposed to be
name's
her daughter.
Sigourney.
You're supposed to be her daughter while because at the end of the first movie
She
she's
gets
in cryosleep.
cryogenic. Yeah, for
And
like 80
for-
years. No,
I
it's
thought it was
like
40 to 80 years. Anyways,
Yeah.
It's a long
so this is
time.
20 years into that, and you're her daughter because her daughter was a kid, so
And
now she's like 20 something, and she's going to look for what happened to her mom. and on the way to
The
there,
one she let out of the spaceship hits her.
no, no,
Can you imagine?
she's on another ship.
I've
that-
been
that
floating
they
for
find on
20
the way
years.
there.
I found her daughter.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that thing's dead.
That's
No,
not
check it
I
out.
would play that. Well,
They're
I would probably
aliens.
be scared to
I
death.
will sit
Yeah.
here, watch you play, and scream like a girl
No,
for
he's
the sake of
got to
your.
stream it.
It
Yeah,
looks
for the sake of your stream,
fucking scary, man.
I will scream like a little girl, like I did last time.
I
Get
actually
Ernst to
have
watch.
a question
Sure.
that I just thought of right now, but I think it's interesting and kind of applicable. Do you guys have a video game, right, that you wished desperately would come out with either a sequel or a remake or something to that extent? And then finally, when it did come out, you were disappointed and did not play it.
Wait,
or even worse than that,
Oh, when it finally did come out.
when it finally did come out,
Say it never came out.
Okay, we're gonna do two parts. One is which one do you want to see come out that never has come out because Matt Hand keeps flying up, and the other one is which one came out that you were horribly disappointed with,
Or
and
not-
hope doesn't happen to the one that you answered
maybe
to
not
the
even
first.
horribly disappointed, but it has come out. You're just a different person now. You just don't have an interest in it anymore. I could start because I was thinking about it. This week, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure came out with a new
It
game,
was supposed to be really good.
which is okay. But I remember playing the first one to death. The first one.
I
This
still
came out,
own it.
like 15 years ago?
PS1.
It was amazing. It was actually, and I knew nothing. Apparently, this is one of the most popular ongoing mangas in Japan.
Okay.
It's still ongoing. And this game came out, what,
A
13
long
years ago?
fucking time ago.
This was probably when the
Almost
first
20 years.
This is probably when the first volume came out, and it wasn't that popular in Japan, and it just came out with a video
Probably
game.
still was popular, but anyways.
Anyways, it's a very eccentric fighting game. They turned it into an eccentric fighting game. Very stylistic. This has been going on now, and they finally come out with...
Anyways, why is it disappointing?
Well, it's not that it's disappointing, it's just that I'm at a different place now. I just have no...
You still like fighting games?
I guess.
It's probably
but you
too
have,
arcadey.
not even that it's too arcadey. It's you have a PlayStation 4, so I wouldn't necessarily play with you. I don't really play fighting games anymore. It's just sad that it's taken so long for them to release something that I feel that if this had come out 15 years ago, that I would play so much. And now that it's out, I just don't even care about it, which is sad. I want to own it, but I don't think I will.
Unless I own it, and then you'll come over and play
Exactly.
it.
But it's only for PS3.
Yeah, so had it come out for PS4. Just wait till Guilty Gear comes out.
There you go.
Because then I'm going to get that for PS4 and we're going to play the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Matt, your hand flew up.
Still waiting for Shenmue 3 to come out.
Oh,
Yes.
It's been forever.
Shenmue 3.
they might release
No,
it.
they won't.
Yeah, the creator actually says
Yeah,
he wants to
he's been
kickstart
saying
it.
that for years.
No, but he actually wants to kickstart it. It's something that is in the
I don't think
works.
it's going to happen. I would like it to happen. They made an online one way back when. Didn't work,
That's
but
true.
it wasn't free.
Tell me about Shenmue. What is it about Shenmue that is
It was
so...
just so fun. I don't know. Well, first of all, it was one of the first QuickTime event games.
Oh, I love QuickTime events.
But they made it actually good. It wasn't a shit QuickTime event. This was
Where is
actually
that? Where-
interactive.
QuickTime events?
Yeah.
You're watching
It's
a
like-
cinematic and then something happens
And
in
you
the
gotta push
cinematic
a
that you
button.
have to push a button to react to.
Within like a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
Then you get hit.
Exactly.
Like in the other ones, it's like, press the button. And if you don't press it, you get hit in the
lose,
face
and
with a
then it's game
soccer ball.
over.
Yeah.
No, in Shenmue,
No,
you get hit in the
Shenmue,
face with a
yeah.
soccer ball.
Like you're running.
That was the
chasing
first
someone.
QuickTime event.
That
It's
was
like,
the
there's a
first
kid that
event.
kicks it, watch out! You're like, not even looking.
Yeah, you
Well,
catch
that's
the
a
soccer
badass.
ball.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Something if it hits you or if you screw up, it doesn't matter. You can continue anyways.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Because Shenmue, yeah.
Fucking
Exactly.
Shenmue 3 still needs to come out.
I remember playing the first one on the
Still waiting.
Dreamcast, and you
Yeah.
actually had to, in a QuickTime event, beat up 3 schoolgirls.
Nice.
But it was badass because it was in QuickTime
That's how
events.
long it's been out. The first one since the Dreamcast.
Yeah. He innovated the QuickTime event.
I think he did.
He did. He actually has. You could actually see a panel. He's like, well, this is like we want to keep you in tune with playing a video game, even though you're watching. It's brilliant.
It's gonna be amazing. Hopefully, still waiting.
I don't think it'll happen.
It's probably not gonna happen. Still waiting.
Does the second one end on like a super?
It does.
Weird
It ends on
cliffhanger?
a super horrible fucking
Cliffhanger,
cliffhanger. It's like,
wow.
all right, we're gonna continue the journey. They go on the left path, and then it just ends.
Oh,
well, fuck.
Oh,
That's
so
terrible.
sad.
Yeah, like the story just ends.
That is
It's like what happened to Firefly, right?
Oh God,
Anyways, you
Either
guys?
of you?
yeah.
I got nothing.
Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars.
Oh,
Super Nintendo.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but see, the thing is,
Fantastic
they've come out with Paper
They
Mario.
did, and it wasn't as good.
Mhm.
It just never lived up to like
I agree.
how amazing that game was.
It
Well,
was
I thought they were
such a
fun.
good
The
game.
N64 Paper Mario was really fun. I enjoyed
the
it a lot.
N64 one was fun, but again, it wasn't the same. It had like all these like special mechanics or whatever, and so they were taken away from like the RPG
Well-
and more into like, oh, look at these special mechanics that we've implemented and whatever. And there were no like new fun characters to like learn about and
Yeah,
No.
no, that's true, because like there was a lot of characters in the RPG one.
yeah.
Whereas in the Paper Mario ones, all you have Mario, and then you have these random companions that join you, and you can only ever use one.
Yeah.
And they're easily switchable, and like it's
Yeah.
just it didn't seem like there was a lot of
It's not like your
stuff went
party
into it.
and then you go like from town to town and you like
Yeah.
explore towns and you find secrets and you
Yeah.
like equip like really cool new stuff. And
That's true. So then, what do you have any game? The Bully. Imagine if a sequel came out to the Bully.
We're
Like
still
we were
waiting.
talking about it before.
there's that. There's also Red Dead Redemption. Like
yeah, but
all these
obviously Red Dead
Rockstar
Redemption
games, you know?
was a sequel to
No, it
Red
was.
Dead Revolver.
Yeah.
It was. I think it's a
It was to a
retelling.
difference.
It-
Yeah, because Red Dead Revolver was more like a Castlevania game. You had stages, and you kind of went through these stages.
I never
Whereas
played that.
Red
That was a
Dead
Rockstar
is-
game.
Which one?
Red Dead.
Revolver.
Yeah, it was for PS2.
Was it
Oh,
by
yeah.
Rockstar?
No, it was by like Spike or something like that.
It
But I
was
think
by, yeah, they bought the. I don't know
Oh, they
why
bought
even
the license?
yeah, but why? 'Cause
Yeah,
they
it's
changed
like
everything. about it.
Western. You know?
Yeah, couldn't they have just?
Are you
I don't
sure they didn't just buy something else?
They
I'm
might
not
have
sure.
published it. I don't think they worked
Maybe
on
they
the
published
original
it.
one. Because the original one is so different.
Mm.
Rockstar's always been working on these open worlds.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true.
I
One
should
what I
probably
can't wait
replay
for?
that game.
Another Midnight Club.
Yeah, I paid
Midnight
$10 for
Club,
it not long ago.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Threat
like the
level
game of the year
Midnight?
that came with the zombie
Wow.
DLC. Definitely worth it.
It has a zombie.
Midnight
DLC.
Club
Yeah.
was garbage.
I know. Midnight Club is the best.
It is fantastic.
The best.
Coming from someone who doesn't know anything about cars, it is amazing.
Explain it to. I thought it was just a racing game.
It
Like,
is.
what's so
It's a
special?
street racing game.
So
Wasn't
what's
it
so
for
special
It's
PS2?
about
just
it?
so much fun.
Why?
PS2
It's
and
a racing
PS3.
game.
There was one for
They're all the
PS3.
same.
They were fun. That's
False.
another thing. Like when I was
Well, coming
younger,
from someone who doesn't like racing
Yeah.
games, I think they're all the same.
The only racing game I've ever liked was Burnout.
I love
Burnout
it.
was
Burnout
good
series.
But Burnout was an arcade game.
Yeah, where you crash, where you
Or-
have to kill people.
Or fucking
You want to know what's
Initial
fun though? Dirt. Dirt was really
alright.
good. I got the platinum for Dirt 3.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Or Dirt 2?
Oh,
Dirt 2.
holy shit.
Dirt 2 for
D.
PS3.
Forza's awesome.
I
Forza?
got the platinum for Terminator. That took me like 3 hours.
Did
You
just beat the
dirty motherfucker.
You literally just beat the game on the normal difficulty setting. You get
And
it.
all the trophies for the chapters
Thrill.
are gold trophies.
Oh, what?
You get 9 gold trophies and a
What?
platinum.
Yeah.
It's
It's
bullshit.
so
I have
bullshit.
3 fucking gold, and the rest are like bronze.
Yeah.
I like
In
5
Dynasty
silvers,
Warriors?
Yeah.
To be
You
fair,
played
the
that
game is
100,000
horrible.
I have
100
2
hours.
golds.
Yeah, it is a horrible game. So.
Yeah, Terminator.
I'm really trying to think of a game. I haven't played enough games. Actually, my memory sucks so hard that
You
I don't
wanna
remember
know-
the games I played when I was a kid.
Turtles in Time. They need to make a good Teenage Mutant Ninja
What
Turtle
a-
game.
That's
What
never gonna
about,
happen because you haven't made a good movie yet.
Halos.
Yeah.
Have you played Halos? And then they progressively got
They
not
get
as
better.
exciting. Or Call of Duty.
I own Halo Reach. I own the Halo Reach Xbox 360. Actually,
Yeah?
yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Don't they just
When you
get
turn it
better?
on, it makes Halo noises.
No, really?
Yeah.
It's actually dying. It's not supposed to make those noises.
Yeah, and I have not played the campaign at all.
Oh no, you've never played. You only played online.
Or no, I don't even. I played maybe 2 hours.
You
Of it.
just bought it.
Wow.
It's never gonna compare. It's never gonna compare because Halo 3 was its own fucking entity that was just amazing, and you're never gonna get that back.
I still haven't forgot Halo 1 with that pistol.
Yeah, that pistol.
Run
Yeah,
around the pistol.
Black.
yeah, Black was alright.
I remember like the Tombstone level.
What is that?
Yeah, I remember that level too. It was a first-person shooter
It felt like Killzone.
by EA that came out on PS2. But the sound design, like right now, the sound design for any first-person shooter is very standard. But back then, it had easily the best sound of any first-person shooter. Like it sounded so good, and like the thuds of all the shotguns and all the guns, it was just it just made the game so much more immersive, and it was easily like like the best
It was
first-person shooter
very
at the
fun.
time.
It had a lot of like environmental destructibility, and it
Yeah.
also incorporated a lot
That's
of these
fun.
like cinematic elements. So you'd be shooting at someone, and they would fall off of railings as opposed to just collapse and just
Okay.
swiggle in place. The
It's
game
really
itself was okay, from what I remember, and
Yeah,
like the
but
game,
it did a lot of cool things that other first-person shooters weren't
Yeah.
doing at the time.
and like when you would reload, it wouldn't just be like reloading. You'd actually focus on your gun, and like everything else would blur, and you'd actually like
Yeah.
it was very detailed.
Okay.
So it was nice
so
for
it
that.
added an element of strategy.
Yeah,
for-
stuff that
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
like all first-person shooters now are that. But at the time, nothing was that.
Another game that needs a sequel? Time Splitters.
Time splitters, yeah, but I'm like,
Time
fuck.
God
Splitters
damn
3,
it.
like that's not a sequel already.
No, but I mean, like, that was on PS2, man.
Yeah, way back
It
then.
needs
Such a
another
good,
game.
so good.
So much fun.
I remember we were playing that in my basement.
Yeah, I
You know,
remember that too.
through a
I thought, no,
controller
that was
at the
wrestling.
wall.
That was wrestling.
Was it wrestling or
That was
time
wrestling.
splitters?
I remember playing Time
Time
Splitters in his
Splitters.
basement.
That happened a lot.
It
We
was
played a lot of
wrestling
like the
too, though.
single player like challenge things for that game.
Yeah, those were.
Like
The
that
one-
little robot cat that you'd have to guide through the maze. Remember that?
Me?
Yeah, you.
No,
I don't remember. I mean, if there was like trophies, I would have had a platinum for that
Yeah.
game for
Yeah.
sure.
The-
Like, I had
the
done
mode-
everything there was to do, and I had unlocked like all 100 characters or whatever.
the mode we played the most was the Burning Monkey one,
Yeah.
where there's just, like, 30 bots that are all burning monkeys, and you had to not get hit by them, or else you turn burning.
To a zombie or
Yeah.
whatever. A zombie like.
And you have to be the last person to,
Oh yeah,
to
that
survive.
was so annoying. I hated that one.
Conker's bad for a day.
Oh, that's
That-
rare, no?
I could use a
That is
sequel.
rare. Yeah.
What is Rare doing?
They made
They revamped
Instinct.
Conker's Bad for a Day.
No, they didn't make Killer Instinct.
they made Killer
No, they
Instinct.
didn't. Double check, it's not them.
Are you sure?
Yep.
They originally made it.
Of course.
I thought
Just
they
like
did.
they originally
I thought they at least like had their name on it.
They maybe were like consulting, but like I think it was outsourced. Otherwise, they'd have a bigger splash. You think? It's
No,
Rare. I
There's
mean,
a
they're
they don't do
PS2
anything.
game I'm thinking of that I
Because
can't
didn't they
remember.
get bought out by somebody?
13.
13 is good.
With
13 was
input
good.
from Rare.
There you go.
It was developed by Double
13 was
Helix
which
Games.
What the fuck game am I
Called
thinking of?
it.
The game where you can catch creatures and breed them and then.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Actually,
No.
Monster Rancher.
No!
Didn't we talk about
I want
this,
another Monster
last
Rancher.
week or 2 weeks
We can't-
ago?
Yeah,
That can't happen anymore.
Yeah, I can.
it's a PS2.
You
You
can't
own it.
see
It's in
out
this room
anymore.
No,
somewhere.
no, we're talking about like Katamari needs a fucking sequel.
Academy.
there's-
we spoke about this like last
It
week.
has
or the
one,
week
right?
Yeah,
before.
it does have one. There's one.
It does have
No,
one.
no, no, like
No,
a
but you're
new
talking
one,
about monsters?
like a multiplayer
Yeah.
one.
Monsters that you capture and then breed?
Monster Rancher.
No, stop. It wasn't Monster Rancher the
Okay,
first
either
time.
way, I'm just saying that I want
It's
to.
got a
weird
weird
name.
You can't do it anymore.
Why not? You can take CDs out
No,
and
you
put them
can't
in.
because it would fuck up the
Pokemon.
game. You
No,
probably
Pokemon.
couldn't. It wouldn't read it properly.
No,
It was
just for the
How much
PS2?
data would be on
Yu-Gi-Oh?
that?
It might have been PS1 actually.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Digimon?
Farino had it.
Jade Cocoon?
Yes!
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 Jade Cocoon was the shit!
That was such a weird game.
Yeah.
So weird.
I
So
remember
awesome.
that was PS1. I remember you playing that. I've never tried it.
But you, and they would all look really weird.
Yeah, they
You'd
were
breed-
like
you'd-
polygons.
Yeah,
and they were like,
you'd breed like a giant green one with a purple blue, a small blue one, and then the baby would actually look like an amalgamation of them, like
Yeah.
a bigger head, and it was very strange, very weird game.
and there was another game at the same time as that was good too.
Monster Rancher.
No, you ass.
Shut up about that already.
There's
It was
Jade
so
Cocoon
good.
2 for PS2.
Yes, there is.
Yeah,
But it's not that good. Don't play it.
don't play it.
There was another one too that Farino owned that we used to play a lot that I can't remember.
Farino.
Farino was a kid with all the games.
Yeah. Cool kid. But we should.
WWF No Mercy. That shit was awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's WWE games
Yeah.
that come out all the
But
time.
see, that's a perfect example. I mean, when we were younger, we loved wrestling games, and wrestling games are still
Coop
the
still
same,
likes
but no one likes
wrestling
them
games.
anymore.
Well, we stopped watching wrestling. Well, most of
Compo
us.
is really into the wrestling.
Still?
Yeah,
The
he
wrestling.
he
The
makes
wrestling.
he buys wrestling games and then he makes all his custom wrestlers and starts his own show with all these wrestlers and makes stories and like he is
Wow.
You can do
really
that in
into
a
wrestling.
game?
Yeah,
Wow.
That is
Yeah.
strange.
yeah.
Bordering on odd.
Where is Compo? How come he never comes to these things?
He comes sometimes. He
puts
had
his
to
out.
work till 9 today.
I'm tempted to think that he's just playing wrestling right now.
No, he's
Or
playing
playing Fallout New Vegas and giving his character personality disorder.
That's true.
yeah,
Which is impressive. I think I need to go through the next
Yeah,
Bethesda
that
game
was-
with
Yeah,
That was a
I
very
really want to do
interesting
Because
that.
otherwise it isn't role playing. You're just
No.
playing through it as just this like whatever. Yeah, no, I kind of hoped that, I mean, it doesn't exist, or it does exist, but not in the same capacity, but that we would all be playing the same video game like we used to when we were younger, and then we would all be playing it at the same time. We'd all be able to tell each other on a weekly.
But that can't happen.
It doesn't-
It's not all of us playing.
the same games. Our
But
tastes
it's
no,
have
no,
so
at-
changed.
at the
fragmented.
same amount of time.
I mean, there are
Yeah, you played 100 hours in
Yeah,
3
you put
weeks, and
three.
you played 4 hours. in
4
2
hours
years.
of Saints Row 4, which is fitting, so I should stop playing it after 4
There you
hours.
go.
Or in increments
Yeah.
of 4.
4 hours, 4 minutes, 4 seconds.
There you go.
Wow.
That is from Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, no, it is unfortunate. I mean, I guess there are more consoles now. There's been a clearer division between handhelds and home consoles, and there's PC.
No,
and,
I'm sure we could find a game. It's just that we would have to wait
Not
for Shawn to
everyone
buy
would play
it
it.
and play
of
it.
course,
That's the main thing.
Something Dragoon.
Legend of Dragoon,
That's it.
good game.
Yeah, that one never had a sequel.
Although it never got good reviews, which is
No.
interesting because
I remember
Suikoden 2
Richard
got very
loved
bad
it.
reviews and everyone loves it. It's weird.
Not
Richard
bad
loved
reviews.
it.
Yeah, you should check on like these different review sites. They get like 7s. And
It's a
8s.
cult classic. Anyways,
But it's not a cult classic. It's universally praised by everyone who's ever played it.
What was the other one?
yeah, but it got bad reviews, so it's a cult classic.
What was the first one I couldn't remember?
Jade Cocoon. You should emulate that because it's amazing.
And Legend of Legaia.
Oh, did you? That is such a good game.
Lufia.
No. Yeah,
No.
Lufia's good. But Legend of Legaia, you get to customize your combos, and then randomly it unlocks like left, right, which is punch, punch, and then kick turns into a superpower, and it's
I have a Super
Fantastic.
Nintendo game called Legend of Gaia.
I do know what that is.
so do I.
Anyways, on that note, that's it for us.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was
Good
fun.
nostalgia trip of
Yes,
It's
RPGs.
good stuff.
It's all
Anyways, check out the blog when this comes out. Be sure to check out Kyle's rant that will have come out yesterday.
Oh my god, it's
That
gonna
will
be
have
bad.
come out yesterday.
Yes,
It's
it
gonna
will
be
have been
so-
published yesterday when this goes live.
It's gonna be so bad.
This goes live when?
Sundays.
I have a lot of anger in my posts. It's really
That's
Nah.
good.
It's
It's a
Good.
good emotion
People
that
like
happens.
rants.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So, anyways, check out the blog gamerbasement.com.
Shenmue 3.
Shenmue 3,
Uh-huh.
yes. Anyways,
I
check us
forgot
out on
about Shenmue 3.
Facebook. Like, comment, subscribe.
Mhm.
Answer our question. Nostalgia trip with us. See you guys next week.